So, how do you navigate these barriers to influence? It's the seat at the table. Can you be in the room where it happens? All of those expressions. But how are you part? How can you make yourself part of the decision-making process, especially in matters that directly concern you or where you feel that you can actually help and contribute? I would say two things. The first is it's really important to establish your own relationships with key leadership on campus. So that means, having I do a regular 30-minute meeting with all university leadership on a semesterly basis. And some of them I meet more often than that. And then, of course, informally. But a formal scheduled meeting just to check in, here's some questions, here's some updates. What are your problems? How can I help? All of that. And just to kind of keep the lines of communication open so that I'm trying to build a bank of goodwill with other leaders on campus, and that when they have an issue, they can think of me or turn to me as an expert in my area that can potentially help them with something. So it really is, it's online technological education, but it's a people business and it's a relationship business. And the main thing that you have as a currency there is your own reputation and ability to forge those relationships. So that's the first thing I would say. In addressing influence. Influence others who may have other voices, enlist allies in your cause. Um, the second thing is I'll go back to what I said earlier about onboarding new leaders. So you like for example, I'll use myself as an example. I sit on the provost council and I sit on the joint provost dean's council, but I am not on the president's cabinet. So I'm not in the cabinet meetings. So one of the first things I said to my new boss, the provost, when he came on board was, I'm going to ask you a favor. You're going to be in the room when things come up that will have an impact on me or where I can potentially help. And I'm going to ask you to just keep your antenna up and keep me in mind, either to speak on my behalf or to loop me in afterwards so that I can give my counsel or raise an objection or whatever it might be. But because you're in the room, I'm gonna need your assistance in this. And ultimately, it may not be my decision, but I would love to be able to contribute if I feel like I can help, or if I can prevent something potentially from happening, or if I want to advocate for myself, if it's a binary choice between something that may impact me or impact somebody else. Um, so again, that's part of your leadership onboarding. Build that, and it's maybe a corollary to the first one I talked about, where it's about establishing relationships with other leaders on campus. Maybe the most important one is the person closest to that decision, preferably somebody who is in that room where it happens, and that you can enlist as an ally for you to at least be an advocate or to keep their antenna up and notify you when things are being discussed.